Hey folks, my name is Bill, and this is a gentle introduction to Rerun. Super excited to get started. This is going to be a six-part series approximately. Doing it live, so we're making it happen here. And what we want to do is walk you from the very fundamentals all the way to being able to read code. And we're going to do that by creating a bunch of little mini projects along the way, doing the equivalent of a hello world, 3D transforms, all the way up to doing code reviews with some of the examples. And so this is kind of a part of the series. This is the preamble, and we're going to talk about what is Rerun. And at its core, Rerun is an open source toolkit for physical AI, and that includes an SDK for logging tooling, a viewer for really seeing data, understanding what robots or sensors are able to interpret, and then dataframes for querying data and interacting with data as well. And so, you're probably asking yourself, hey, why should I consider Rerun in the first place? And I give you three reasons. One, it's open source. Two, there's a great community. And three, it's robotics first. And let's talk a little bit about what that means. So I already talked about, well, I guess open source means that, hey, it's out in the open. People can use it. You can download it for free. It's permissively licensed. Number two is the community. We've seen great teams ship with Rerun. The robot uses Rerun to the Rerun viewer in order to let people obviously visualize what the robot is doing. NVIDIA, DeepMind, Meta, K-Scale, a number of different startups have all shipped with Rerun, either in public documentation or talked about it online. And really, that's just scratching the surface, because I can tell you there are a ton of teams using Rerun that I haven't talked about it publicly. And I guess that's a little bit of why I'm kicking off this series. And so, again, let's just zoom out. What does Rerun do? Now, in order to understand what Rerun does, I think you need to understand how we think about it. Rerun is a data platform for physical data. Now, that means that you can go from end to end. You can send data to Rerun, log directly with Rust, C++, read MCAP files. You can visualize that data with the viewer, right? So you have the SDK. Now we're getting to the viewer. You can see temporal data, 2D, 3D, all kinds of different data. And then ultimately you can query that data out of Rerun. You can get data frames, you can use Python, and you can prepare data for things like machine learning. And I'm sure you're asking yourself, hey, Bill, don't we have tools for that? And the answer is actually yes, we do. But there's a big distinction that I think is really important. We have tools like MCAP for logging, RViz, and proprietary tools for visualization. Those tools exist. We have Spark and Ray for data pipelines as well. However, they are not well integrated. They might actually be single purpose. They're not always built for multimodal data. And I think probably one of the biggest reasons is they're not built for the sort of AI-driven robotics future that we're seeing so much excitement about. And so Rerun really aims to fill that gap. We want to allow you to log robotics data with the SDK, see it in a visualizer, and then be able to query it as well. And so that's kind of a hint at the agenda, but let's dive into a little bit more detail. Section 1 is going to be the fundamentals of the Rerun viewer. We'll do a hello world. We'll cover the fundamentals. Talk about that soon. Section 2 is logging points and introducing time. That's us still doing hello world-ish, hello world adjacent kind of work. And then ultimately we'll cover 3D transforms. That's where we're going to be able to build more sophisticated visualizations and leverage some of the power of the Rerun data model. Section 2, Rerun is more than just a visualizer or visualizations. We can, I guess in Section 2, Part 1, we'll talk about manipulating time and how we can, have different sensors that log on different timelines, do things like time alignment, and understand, what sensors see what. We're going to be able to query and transform data in Section 2, Part 2, or Part 5, if you're counting. And then we'll have a conclusions, next steps, touch on a lot of, where there are more resources, how you can join the community, that sort of thing. And so with all of that, super excited to get started. Let's dive right in. See you in the first video.